Hey, Tapioca. I don't know what are we gonna customize? What will we do? I was just gonna do a graphical install. It's gonna be super vanilla. Uh, but the flip side of that is people might watch this. The rest of the Spocktober crew might watch this and be like, "Whoa, look, it's easy." I uh, I I'm actually streaming on Linux right now. Would you believe it? Would you believe I'm streaming on Linux right now? Well, that's a good idea because if you're gonna keep, if you're gonna actually use it, you want to customize a lot of stuff. Gas is a VM. I'm installing Linux. We're gonna have a fun stream, a fun, comfy. Wow, look how easy it is to install Linux stream, and then we're going to delete it. This VM is not long for this world. But I like run Linux on like five different computers, at least. This one runs Linux. This one dual boots, but to be honest, this is my usual PC, PC I work on, PC I stream from. Back before I really uh hung out online and like was part of an online community, I would mostly be using it in Linux, and I had Windows, but I didn't really do much PC gaming. Like I was like I played on like console. We're talking about, I don't know, the Wii U era. I did all my work in Linux. Windows was just there for when I needed to use Windows. And gradually, I realized like I don't know. I started playing more Steam games, more PC games. People want you to believe Linux, like, oh, you can actually do all of that on Linux. Now it's so much better. SG4E, like you don't have like it just works. There's this thing called Proton or something. You don't have to use Wine. Like even if you have to use Wine, it's like it does it all for you. Uh, but even if that's true, which big doubt, big press X to doubt. Back then, like 6 7 years ago, was not. It was 6 7 years less developed, whatever the gaming on Linux was. So had to go in PC mode to play anything. You know. So I hardly ever use this. I still have dual boot on this PC. I hardly ever boot in Linux. It is still good situationally. Um, like CD mastering software is just better in Linux. Like if you own a PlayStation 1 or 2 game and you're like, my disc isn't doing so well. I made a backup of it. I should burn my DMCA compliant, universal copyright compliant backup of this disc that I bought. If you want to master a PS1 ISO, that's really good in Linux. I don't know how you do it in Windows. It really bugs me that Windows, if you want to, I mean, Windows 10 actually lets you burn to CDs, but for the longest time to do any kind of CD mastering in Windows, you had to like download some third-party adware that like wanted to upsell you, and like different ones do different things. Like, yeah, this only burns like, I don't know. It'll work on some things but not others because it's all just a con to get you to buy the paid version. No idea the hell I went through to get Windows XP games working in Wine on demo. You're a savant, Tapioca. I think I tried using Wine once and I like noped out after 30 minutes. It was worth it for some really shitty VNs. Hell yeah, brother. Everybody says that, Spock, but like, I mean, perhaps you actually like to try things and tinker. Like you've got a Linux. Like, get back to me. Maybe it is good, but like I feel like it works on Linux. It's just one of these memes that it's passed along by people who are maybe anti-Microsoft, or they like the idea. It's like, you love the idea of me. There's a lot of people who love the idea of Linux or getting away from Windows. And so they like spread information like, yeah, somebody told me that it's like really easy now. Like you can play games like Linux. I mean, Linux does do a lot of things great, better than Windows. But I think they Windows still has them by for gaming. And I fear that a lot of people saying like, "Ah, yeah, Linux just does, it runs better on Linux because there's less like there's just like stuff weighing you down or whatever they try and have you believe." I don't think those people are actually trying it. I think they're just parroting a narrative. I would love it. I would love it if games just worked on Linux. But my experience is the more complicated it is, the thing you want to do with Linux, the more likely you're going to have to use some manual intervention. But yeah, I use that aside. Like Linux is great for a lot of different things. I use it on a lot of PCs. Use it for server infrastructure. I've got a personal NAS like in my house. I used to run FreeBSD on that. I now run Debian. I'm a big Debian fan. I'm also a Linux Mint fan. I've used Ubuntu in the past, but I kind of don't. They're fine. I use them on servers because there's sometimes you get like a VPS, and it's either like a bunch of like branded Linux, like, hey, don't you want to try like Oracle Linux? Don't you want to try like Amazon's own brand of? It's like, no, no, whatever you're doing, whatever you're doing with the I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't need your special branded Linux. So sometimes like Debian's not an option. It's like some outdated Debian, but the Ubuntu image that they have installable from the cloud is pretty good. I've used Ubuntu on server infrastructure. It's fine. I mean, it's not that much different from Debian. My PC that's about 8 years old in my bedroom that I use connect to the TV in my bedroom. That's just my chill before I go to bed. Watch VTubers, PC, watch some Twitch stream before I go to bed. PC. I used to run Windows 7 on that a long time. We got a really bad lightning storm one time, and it fried the PC. It fried the PC in a way that I was not. Uh, it took a while to figure out exactly. As lightning damage screws electronics up in really weird ways. And I mean, it's lightning, so it could destroy one thing. It could destroy many things. It could destroy some things and not other things. So it's not like you dropped your mouse in your beer and it's like, well, it's clear that the mouse is probably broken. Like, I don't think dropping your mouse in the beer is going to harm your motherboard. But lightning is a thing that does something to the PC and will destroy several components, and it can sometimes be a mess to figure out what it actually did. Um, what it did was fry the motherboard, but it fried the motherboard in a really weird way. PC just wouldn't turn on. So the first thing you would think about when that happens is, oh, it was probably the power system went. Um, it was a rather annoying troubleshooting experience. Eventually, I was convinced it was the motherboard, and PC is like 8 years old, but it was like, man, okay, so things that happen is like, I want to use the same processor. I want to use the same everything. I just need a new motherboard. It was very difficult given that processor manufacturers are just always updating their like their whatever whatever the socket is that goes into the motherboard. I did find I forget what I bought first. I bought something and I was not happy with it. Then I bought some really cheap Chinese motherboard for like $30. And I was like, sure, $30, I'll give it a try. It has the socket. I don't actually know. I think it was a relatively new motherboard. There might be a market in China for old hardware to actually manufacture new motherboards that have old CPU sockets. So I bought that for like 30 bucks and it just worked. It just worked. And one of the things I really liked about it is it has a numeric display on the motherboard, a numeric LED display, like 2 digits, like 88. You know how like old fashioned like cash register thing, like the LED, but in the shape of 8 and 8. Like you put two digits together, 88, and you can represent any combination between 0099. And if there's an error, it like shows a number. There's no beep code. It like will put a number on the LED display, and then you like look that up and be like, all right, here's your problem. I thought that was a genius idea. But the thing just worked. The thing just worked, so I just plugged it in, and then um, I just decided to install Linux at that point because I was running Windows 7 on that, and I was like, you know what? All I use this thing for now is just watching TV, streaming YouTube videos. I can run Linux on that. I'll be happy with that. I think if my mom needed a new PC, I would just install Linux on there now too. I like Linux has come a long way. Cecilia Immergreen has says that she put her parents use Linux. She's like, as sometimes happens when you have parents who aren't really technology savvy, you're like in charge, like, okay, we need I don't know, we need a PC and we need it to work, so she just gave them a PC with Linux on it. Yeah. Just pretty based. Like but my mom for instance could use that cuz all she uses the PC for is to check email and like print stuff. And you know what, Linux can do that. But I don't mean to undersell Linux. Linux can do a lot of things. It really is the superior system. Truly believe that. Linux is the future. Linux is the superior system over Microsoft. And that's not just Microsoft hater that I am. The only thing that Microsoft has over Linux is like reach, and that's very sad. But that's just the reality of things. Is Microsoft is in a position where there's more people in the world who run Windows than Linux, and that has a profound effect on the software infrastructure of the world because it's like, okay, well, number one, you got to support Microsoft because if you're developing software, you're developing it probably for an audience, for a user base. So if your user base is predominantly using Windows, or even if they're not predominantly, maybe you're like, making some kind of open source software where you have a significant amount of Linux users, you probably still have a lot who use Windows. And if you're making software like games or I don't know, a lot of software doesn't actually have a super technical audience. It's like people who use computers but aren't like geeks or nerds. And those people definitely are using Windows. So just the mere fact that Microsoft has the user base that it has is unfortunate, and that means that a lot of software supports Microsoft first or Windows first, in spite of Linux being the superior system. Anyway, we can talk more about that or whatever. If anybody's here and you're like, SG, I've got questions about Linux. Well, I don't know if I have all the answers, but maybe I can help you. Graphical expert install, graphical rescue mode, expert install, rescue mode, speech assisted, nope, nope. Automated install sounds super tempting, not gonna lie. Just go with the graphic install. I might need to recrop. Yeah, we're gonna need to recrop. Okay, bear with me. Don't don't do that. Don't give me pop-ups. VirtualBox, leave me alone. Yeah. What if we installed in Spanish? Would that be pretty good? United States. Why would I want to take a screen? I can still what, take a screenshot at any point. Screenshot saved to var log locales. What am I going to disinstall it? This is going away after this is over. We're going to reboot. None of this stuff's going to be there. Berga, they say. I'm so eager for some sugar. I made some honey water. What the hell is honey water? Is that just water you mix honey with? That's gross, Lax. American English. Configure the keyboard. Exactly. That's desperate. You need to check yourself. Detecting network hardware. Oh, we've got a bit of a problem. I don't know if I gave VirtualBox like all the stuff it needs. Attempting IPv6 auto configuration. I don't think this VirtualBox will find it. Configuring network with DHCP. Hostname Debian Baust. Domain name Baust. Configure the network. Root password pussy. Now, if you want to like get in my SSH server, you know how to do it. Hope Debian banishes SG4E to non-free Wi-Fi firmware hell. You know, they Debian recently caved, and the latest the latest like network installs come with all the non-free Wi-Fi drivers put on because they finally realized like yeah, a lot of people install this stuff. Yeah, dealing with that. Now they finally it's a recent cave. It's either Debian 12, like the one before this, or Debian 13, which just came out, hot off the presses. Debian 13 is like just a couple months old. Um, yeah, they finally caved for network installs. Like it comes with all the non-free crap, so you can actually install it from network. Which is pretty fun. It's pretty funny that they used to set you up to fail that way, right? They 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 tell you like download the network install. So yeah, that's probably what you want to do. And then the network install, if you put it on a laptop, has like no Wi-Fi drivers for you to actually connect to the network. Ass. Root password is pussy. User password is ass. We're going with a theme here. Central, Eastern, configure the clock. Detect disks. Spock, don't you think there should be like a minor caveat somewhere in the Spocktober? Like I don't know where it's put, but like maybe a minor caveat, like if you're gonna install this on your main PC, you want to be careful. Happy to exploit you. You want to be careful. You don't like I don't know. I feel like there needs to be like a risk notice somewhere. Like if you do this wrong, you might like delete your entire Windows partition. Like I just feel like maybe there needs to be a cop. I like wouldn't it be sad if someone like tried this and then like, oh okay, like Spock recommended, like I try out Linux, they try it, and then all of a sudden their Windows partition's gone. Ah, I see. So yeah, if you give there's a little bit I don't know about the ethics for that, but sure, I follow. I follow. All files in one partition, small disk partitioning. So just do it. Just do it. Rate changes to disk? Absolutely. Happy to exploit you. I mean, help you. Spock's Spock wants you to know that size dilutes the brain. His is highly concentrated. I have the Discord replacement, by the way. I found I found and set up. This thing was so easy to set up. This thing was so easy to set up. I set it up in 10 minutes. I couldn't believe how easy this thing is to set up, but it's like super it's really good screen sharing software and like voice. I haven't tested the voice. I tested the screen sharing. The screen sharing's amazing. And you know what's the best part? You know how when you stream Bazaar, every time you click out of Discord, or every time you click out of the Bazaar window, Discord's like, hold up, hold up. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. You clicked out of that game. I don't know what to do. And it just gives you the like, I don't know, whatever that screen is. This thing doesn't do that. I found really good screen sharing software. I'm curious to try out. I think it would complement the Mumble tremendously. Scanning your installation media. If you wish to scan more media, do now. Scan extra installation media? No. A network mirror can be used to supplement the software. This may also include You are installing from a DVD image, even though it contains a large section of passages. Some may be missing. If you have a reasonably good inframet use, a mirror is suggested if you plan to install. Okay, fine. Fine. Deb.debian. Okay. HTTP proxy. Nope. Nope. No proxy. Unpacking Linux image. You know what I should have done? I should have gave the virtual machine more cores. The banquet beer. So I'm pretty sure the virtual machine default is one core. We're not going to get very far on one core. System may anonymously supplies the distribution. Participate in that? No. I think I'd rather install XFCE. I'm a big XFCE fan. Choose a Debian blend, for instance. The hell is that? Am I making a smoothie? What the hell is a Debian blend? Ugh. I think I'll pass. Retrieving a lot of files there, Mr. Debian. Retrieving a lot of files. People be like, SG4E, are you just spreading a narrative? Are you just spreading a narrative, SG4E, about like, oh, well, Microsoft is like, now Linux is the superior system. Like, you're just an anti-Microsoft. You're like an anti-shill. Well, I think it's pretty telling when Microsoft now Windows comes with the what Windows subsystem for Linux. That's pretty telling. It's like which you use it like if you do a lot of dev work on Windows, they really want like you want to use that. I think it's pretty telling that like development software development on Windows basically required them to cave and put Linux in Windows, which is what Windows subsystem for Linux is. So yeah, really makes you think. Let's see. I run it on my laptop now too. I run Debian 13 on my laptop. I don't actually use that much, but it is pretty good. The laptop's very old. The laptop is like, let's see, what year is it now? 2025. My math is correct. That laptop is about 13 years old. Yep. I installed Debian 13 on it. Actually, the testing version, because when I installed it, Debian 13 wasn't out yet, but you could install it early. Be like a beta tester. I installed it and it just ran, and it ran great. You know, probably what would not run great on that laptop, Windows 11. Number one, it would say not only would it not run, not only would it not run great, it wouldn't run at all because you try and install. I'm sure it's like, yeah, this doesn't have the TPM. Yeah, we don't support this. You know what also wouldn't run on it? Windows 10. Well, that would run, but that wouldn't run great. That might install, but it would run like crap. So I think the memory on that is like 3 gigabytes of memory. Like Windows just uses that up as it's running. Windows uses memory very inefficiently. You know what uses memory efficiently? Debian, because they run like you can go to Debian's website and you'll find releases for some like MIPS or whatever. You'll find like every processor infrastructure, and I think they have kind of I think their official support for different processor architectures has gone down a little bit. There's some that just aren't that popular, so they say we're not going to officially support this anymore. But then there are like forks and different like side products. So they're like, yeah, this is Debian, but it actually works. You know that processor infrastructure like PowerPC. The only thing I know that uses PowerPC is the Wii. Yeah, we're gonna fork Debian and continue support on that. Runs on everything. In fact, I'm streaming under some directory called Linux for PS2. It runs on PS2 as well. Isn't Debian like a top level distro the way? Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Ubuntu is built on top of Debian. Canonical just like forked Debian. I was like, all right, what if we take this free infrastructure and then sell support for it, and also be scummy about making you pay for security updates, and also put in just a little bit of telemetry. That's what Ubuntu is. I run Ubuntu on a couple of like Oracle Cloud things. And when you try and upgrade them, it says like, yeah, you could install these upgrades. You were part of the extended security maintenance program. Like, okay, canonical. Oh, that's funny. These security updates, yeah, you're gonna want to pay for them. All right, cool. How about no? How about I just install a different Linux that's actually free? How about that idea? Imagine being like a maintainer for a Linux distro and trying to sell security updates. The sad part is they do. They probably make a decent amount of money off of that because companies must fall for it. So that's the thing, right? It's companies they need like, oh, we want to use this thing, but we need some kind of like consulting or like support, right? We need somebody that we can call like 24/7 to fix our problems. That's what Canonical sells, right? So they're fine. They're fine to be locked into that and pay for the security updates because that's what you do when you're a business. You don't care about spending money. Installation is complete. It is time to boot your system. Hell yeah. Let's continue. There it is, boys. We're booting. Oh wow, we're really booting. It got bigger. I'm gonna need a crop again. It's almost widescreen. It's no different than Azure Active Directory or whatever it is on Microsoft or whatever. Oh yeah, sure. Microsoft's even worse about it. Size dilutes the brain. What am I? SG4E? Ass? Us. This is us. Oh, cute. It's a little rat. Rat. By the way, Vermintide is on sale for whatever the thing, Autumn, Steam, whatever. I love both. No, it's Valve. Right, this is Debian, so it doesn't come with sudo. You gotta like configure sudo if you want that. It does not have a release file. What? I just installed and you already have bugs. You already have bugs. Fresh install and it's already giving me errors. Why is it? I want to use. I don't want to like. Okay, like I don't want this. I want you to install from. I guess this is what happens. I guess this is what happens when you install from a CD instead of net install. Is it points all of like those? It points all of these where is it? The app, the sources, right? The app sources are pointed to like fake stuff. Okay, cat sources list, right? This is all going to be like to my CD drive and not. Oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, I need to get rid of this. Okay, do you think it's as simple as? Do you think it's as simple as just deleting that? Maybe. Is this the fix? Damn, he's good. That is like, some people check Stack Overflow, some people check ChatGPT. SG4E just checks his own brain. Tapioca knew it too, though, I see. Yeah. SG4E, he just checks his own brain. It's cute. It's cute that like isn't what it should clean that up. Like in the last step of the installer, it should just remove that. I should submit a bug report. I'm not submitting a bug report. Calce? I've never installed Calce. Let's see what this does. Let's see what this does. All right. Calce install. Oh, I think I do know what this does. There you go. Adorable program, man. Let's see, can I get language support in here? Usually a pain in the ass to get that going. I want to see if he do you think Calce supports Unicode? Think it'll crash if we put Unicode characters in there? We've got the Linux compiler. What if we go like actual like beast mode? It's a mistake. Oh, that was funny. I um I wanted to exit out of the if you press like Control Alt F1 on in Linux, it'll take you out of your graphical terminal and it'll just dump you into a regular terminal, like like the actual like TTY. And I did it, and it since I'm running Linux right now, what it did is it did that for my not in my virtual box, it did for my whole PC. So I had a laugh there. All right, well, we don't need to be in root for this. So what do we got here? Um, let's see. We can also hold on. Let's go back to root for a bit. Is it JCG like that? Is it J? What's the Java one? There's like GCC, and I thought there was like, maybe it's not supported anymore. All right, how do we write C? What is hello world in C? Is it just void? Hold on. Is it void main? Is that is that how it works? How do I do a print statement? It's been a while, man. Um, is it just print? Oh no, I think it's just int, right? It's int because it returns 0, right? Int main. Well, we can test with this. We can test with this, right? Because this should compile. Okay, it compile and it just won't do anything, right? Where did it put it? A out. Okay, cool. Okay, good. Wow, that compiles to a 16. The empty main statement. The source file is 15 bytes. That somehow compiles to 16 kilobytes. You might want to work on a little bit of the efficiency there. I think it's because of some weird linking thing. I think you can tell because yeah, you tell like what it's doing is it's embedding a bunch of like standard library crap in the executable. You can tell it like you shared or something about it. If I recall correctly, that's how you do it. Yeah, you can tell it. Yeah, you use some compiler flag optimization. What is print? Oh, you need like don't you need to like import system or something? Can I will this actually return from the command line if I do this? Will this like print 1? Will this say like process exited with return code 1? Is that how that works? No, it doesn't do that. Print print F. Okay. Do I need some kind of import statement? Oh. Implicit declaration of function printf. Note include. Oh, look, it just tells you. It tells you what to do. Holy shit! What a world! What a world! The compiler is like, hey, you probably want this. Okay. Include. Do I need like? Is it stio.h? Does it need quotes around it? Well, the compiler will complain if. Yeah. Okay. It probably didn't like those. It didn't like those quotes. I think this is some kind of like pain point where it's like, okay, if you use those, it like looks somewhere different. Wonder if this will work. Do I need to end? Might need to end. Hold on. Might need to end with one of these. We call those semicolons. No, it still doesn't like that. Do you put it here at the start? That kind of looks right, right? Extra tokens. Oh, okay. That's cute. It's like, hey, you shouldn't have put that there. We're going to give you a warning, but we'll still compile it. There. Oh, wow, there we go. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I didn't add the new line. Let's fix that. Easy every time. Easy every time. Now, if you wanted to like compile that in Windows, you'd have to like download Visual Studio, download like the CPAC, like the I don't know, Microsoft C and C++, whatever. Download this thing, bring up Virtual Studio, download some kind of like Bash edit, like emulator, download this, download that, or yeah, now compile SM64, or you could just GCC hello world.c and then run the result. Not a real compiler if it can't play Mario. Well, there you have it. So, as it turns out, Linux is not that hard to install. It took us 30 minutes to actually install it. I'm pretty sure the first 15 of those 30 minutes was me just yapping. So, 15 minutes to install Linux. Gotta say, that's pretty good. If I was Crip, I'd give it. I'd have to make the YouTube video. How good is Linux? Hey guys, how's it going? SG4E here. So I know a lot of you guys are concerned about the end of life of Microsoft Windows 10, and I decided to install Linux on my own PC and try it out. And I'm going to show you guys how it worked out in the rest of the video. So hope you enjoy, and I'll catch you guys next time. I watched his before I was streaming today. I was watching his PoE2 is cringe video, or Rarity in PoE2 is cringe. Good video. It's pretty good. Yeah, I think doing any kind of software development in Linux is just vastly superior to doing it in Windows. Unless you're like, unless you're like developing for like the kind of infrastructure that Windows really wants you to use, like C sharp with like Windows Forms or whatever. Like you're developing the C sharp application with Windows Forms. Like, yeah, okay, you could probably that'll probably develop better on Windows. If you're doing something that uses C sharp and heavily leverages the Windows API, like yeah, you probably have a better time developing that on Windows. Anything else? Oh, Linux is just the way to go. It's pretty good. Virtualize Windows Linux. Yeah, you could do that. Putting on my clown makeup every time I open Visual Studio 22 to work on Lakeside. I'm pretty sure I have like maybe I cleaned it up, but at some point I had like 3 or 4 different installs of Visual Studio. I think in my like my start menu at some point I had like a Visual Studio 2002, and then I had another one of those Virtual Studio 2002 and like parentheses 1. You know that thing like when you make a new file or whatever and Windows just automatically puts the parentheses 1 because it's named the same thing. I must have had 2 installs of it or something. That's how cursed it was. PHP, hey, there's something wrong near this line next to this variable. Updated recently and now it really has intrusive AI autocomplete. I can't figure out how to turn it off. Oh no. The actual line, the line before that variable is missing a semicolon, has nothing to do with that line. Error messages are so ass. No surprise there. No surprise there. Does this come with Python now? Okay, well that's kind of funny, right? They don't. It doesn't come with Python 2. because that's been like what? That's like end of life since forever. Doesn't come with GCC, does come with Python. But they they still insist on naming it Python 3, and then there's the Python whatever command. It's not like a symlink to Python 3, and it just no, sorry. There's probably some really like convoluted Debian maintainer reason for that. There's probably on the mailing list. Like, yeah, there'd be some major compatibility issues if that didn't force like a if we symlinked Python to Python, there'd be major compatibility issues with our user base if like they were trying to run Python 2 scripts and actually ran Python 3 on them instead. Amazing. Pretty good. I don't think it comes with Java. No, you're on your own there. You're on your own there. Does it have any games? Graphics? It used to come with games. Does it still have Pingu? Oh, now we're talking. I don't know if this will run though because I don't think I gave it any. I don't think I gave the virtual box like any like graphic stuff. Games, Pingus. Nah, it crashed. Oh no, we're back. Oh, yo, free games options. Resolution 2560. What resolution is this? Excuse me. The journey begins. Here we are. Learning to dig. Oh, it's cute. It's cute because in Lemmings, this is the first thing you do as well. You learn to dig. Twitch is pitching my. Okay. You're so into it. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because I not used this mic in Linux for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised a bit. Opening the game changed my voice. There you go. Bowser Jr. Easy. It's a marvel of technology. All right. What happens closing the game? Do I sound normal now? Have we come back to normal or is it now just permanently? Okay, it's permanently. Well, I didn't. That was it anyway. That was it. I've got nothing else to. Linux successfully installed. Thank you. I'm proud to be the first. I don't exactly know how soup. I don't exactly know how ingredients get in the soup. I my understanding is the one bundle of points might not be enough. So I don't know if I'm getting to add ingredients to the soup yet. Yeah, I won't. Don't worry. I won't. You give me the heads up, and I'll submit later on in a couple of days. But I'm proud to be the first points accomplished in Spocktober. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna do now. I will send you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to my Linux install stream. You know, I've not rated Frigid in forever. Let's go over there. He's playing some Shin Megami Tensei 5. See you next time, guys.